Welcome back to another video, guys. We're on a road trip. We are going to purchase a tree. Where are you going? Don't pull out. There's Bruce. Right, Bruce? Yeah, we're going to the local garden centre. So we're not going to a bonsai centre. We're going to get some raw material, hopefully. See what they got. Haven't been there for a few months. Haven't been there since last year. So we'll trot on down road. It's only 10 minutes, not far. And we'll see what they got. It's Saturday, the something or other, whatever it is. It's Saturday anyway. I've got a day off, and I thought, why not pop out, go down the local garden centre and just see what they got. It's always good to go in this time of year because goddamn midgies are in here. It's good to see what they've sold, what spaces they've got, because I found in years past that it's a good indication of what they're going to restock on. So if they haven't got any pines, something to be considering visiting more often, because all of a sudden they'll get a whole load in to replenish their beds and tables and benches and all that. So, but hopefully they'll have something for us to have a look at. I wouldn't mind picking up a pine. Not fussy on what kind of pine it is. I.e. the species. Obviously we'll look at the shape of it, the age of it, the development of it, health of it, usual story. But yeah, that's what I got in mind. I don't think we can film in there. Ooh, it's going to be a crash in a minute. People drive like lunatics around here. Yeah, I don't think we can film in there because I've asked before, and because it's quite a large garden centre, you get a lot of people there, and it's yeah, which is fair enough. And it was a member of staff that I asked. We're doing this way anyway. Member of staff I asked last time, and they didn't have the right to give me permission, which is fair enough. I totally get that. So I don't, yeah, as I say, I don't think we can film in there, but not to worry, because we'll carry on the video when we get back, and hopefully we'll have something to play around with. So let's do this. Power of the Land Rover. I should have just carried on filming. We're literally there now. And you missed out on me singing. I was singing. Well, I'd say you missed out. Probably didn't. So yeah, we're just pulling in. For those of you who live in the southwest of England, we are going to Plants Galore. There's 2 or 3 of them around Devon, I think. One literally 10 minutes down the road from me, and there's one in Exeter. I think there's one down towards Plymouth way. They're really good. Oh, I think they're really good. It's one of my favourite places to go as far as garden centres are concerned. So yeah, we're just pulling in now. Good thing is when you drive in, you can have a good look, see what's on display outside. Yeah, they've got there's a couple of empty benches which don't look good. Yeah, pine bench is empty. It's not a good start. But let's not worry yet. Find a decent spot. So yeah, this place gets quite busy. So ones around here. You've got Trago that's down the road, literally, I just drove past Trago. Their garden centre, I think it is the biggest in the southwest. Might even be one of the biggest in the country, I don't know. But yeah, let's go and have a look, see what they got. Right, as I say, I won't be able to do any filming, but you'll see what we get. We'll see what we get, hopefully. Oh, my window's open. Shut that. Shut the window. Right, back in a minute. See what we can get. Okay. Quite successful, I would say. Yeah, the benches were empty as I drove in, down the middle of the outside area, but they had quite a few pines. They'd obviously put them in a different position in the garden, in the nursery. So I've picked up 1, 2, 3, 4 plants. Yeah, they had loads of white pine, Negishi. They had loads of Mugo. They had loads of different types of Picea, dwarf Picea, pygmy stuff. Yeah, quite a good selection. As I was wandering around, I noticed that a couple of old boys had obviously got the same idea as me, because they, well, unless they're doing some landscaping, yeah, they'd picked up a load of white pines. So it suggests to me, because what was left was quite spindly, and the grafts on them were really obvious. So it was the worst of the bunch, I suppose, that was left on the bench. So I think everybody else has already had them. But it's good. It's a good sign that they'll probably get more in. The Mugos I didn't go for because they were a bit underdeveloped. And as you know, with Mugos, they're very multi-trunked. And they were quite small. So it would have been a lot of work to try and turn them into something. But it's a good sign that they're going to get more stock in. Now I've just spotted something else. It's unbelievable, because these guys, they sell olive trees, and I mean like trees. They are massive, but they're all been stumped, they've all been cut down. So they're probably, the tallest one I'd say is 12 foot. I'm looking at it now, 12 foot, and then the smallest ones are cut down to 5 foot, maybe 4 to 5 foot. There's one I've just spotted. He is absolutely monstrous. I did a quick video on it because it's out in the car park. I couldn't video in, I did ask, and they wouldn't give me permission. They would have had to have asked the manager, but I said don't worry about it, you know, they're all busy. But I did a quick video of this one outside sneakily because it's in the car park. I'll put it up in a minute and you have a look at this. It's unbelievably monstrous, and for the money, hell, I'm coming back with a trailer, put it that way. Definitely. Right, on that note, let's get home because it's cold. Flipping freezing. Let's put the heating on. Let's get out of here. So we're back indoors. I would have liked to have done this outside, but it's still raining, drizzling, wet rain, that proper wet rain. Okay, what we got here? We got an Acer. So this is one of the 4 plants I picked up. Price $17.95. Bargain. I say a bargain because of this particular one that I picked up. It's a butterfly. The labels like had it. It was like this when I picked it up. But it's a palmatum butterfly. It's obviously got a Latin name, but it's probably on a part that's missing off this label. Anyway, it's an Acer, palmatum. Now, I chose this one. I've wondered hard about these for ages because they sell loads of them in the garden centre. Because of the tight ramification that you can get. It's a small leafed, it's a dwarf variety. So as you can see on here, the spacing between the buds and the internodes is really tight, really small, which is a great indication that you're going to get good ramification in the future. So if you are out looking for something in the garden centres and you're not quite sure what to go with, something to consider. Some of the palmatums, like the bloodgoods and all that, they can get very long in between internodes, up to sometimes 6 inches, may even be more. So that's an indication that your ramification is going to be much more leggier and sparse. So if you see something with really tight groupings of buds, it's a good indication that you're going to get good ramification, which is always a good start to choosing something for bonsaiing. So that's one reason why I picked this one up. Another reason, if you can have a look in here, it's a clump of 3. Now I'm going to take it out of this horrible soil and we're going to have a look, and there's a possibility I can split them. Possibility. I've had a bit of a play and they're pretty rigid, which tells me that it's all one tree, it's all one root mass. So we'll take it out and we'll have a look, and we'll see what we can do. Either way, for £18 I've got 3 trees effectively. There was 2 of these. I was tempted to buy the pair of them. It's a thuja, Zamatlik or something. I don't know. Have a look at the label. It looks very much like a hinoki. The leaf. Zamatlik. I don't know. But how much was it? Let's have a look. How much was it? Oh, there's the blooming price. I'll tell you how much it was. It was £7. Obviously it was the other one that had the label on. It was £7. Bargain. It's quite tall. And you see this leaf, it's like a miniature conifer, but like a hinoki sized foliage. So it kind of does lend itself to being quite a nice little bonsai. I picked this one because it's got a really low second branch. The other one had a second branch, but it was higher up. I think I would have struggled to make anything good of it. It would have just been chopped off. So there you go. We've got a thuja, whatever you want to call them. £7. Bargain. I haven't got one of them. Well, I have now. Right, and then we move on to these. Now we had loads of white pines again, but these were the best of the bunch. As I said earlier, I was wandering around the garden centre, and I think everybody else had the same idea. the amount of people I saw with these in their baskets or in their trolleys. So I missed out, I think. I was a day or two behind everybody else. But you know, it's all part of going to the nursery. You don't know what you're going to find. Obviously they're grafted. They're looking fairly healthy, considering it's like last year's growth. It's got loads of new candles coming, loads of new growth. Up here it's separating nicely. Yeah, interesting shapes. Well, we'll see. What the roots are doing, probably they're going to be a nightmare. They generally are. But going up in price this year. So last year I was paying £16, and they were much more developed than these. So yeah, they've gone up £2.50 since last year. But I don't think they're too bad. Even under 20 quid, they're good. They had them all there, but as I say, they weren't really worth messing around with. Hopefully they'll replenish their stock and we'll go back and get some more. So yeah, 2 more white pines to the collection. I haven't got enough of them. Anyway, there we go, that's what we got. So I think the first thing I'm going to do, because we're going to do this in one video, nice and easy. We'll get this out of this horrible soil and we'll have a look at the roots. And then I want to get it into some kind of pot, bonsai training pot, because of these 3 trunks. It is going to push out effectively 3 times the amount of roots, possibly. So I don't want the roots to go crazy over the growing season or in the next couple of months. I want to contain it and control them from day one. And it's probably been in this for quite a while anyway. So there, first exercise. Okay, first thing, let's get it out of this pot. There's bits of label in there, probably the other bit that tells me what it is. Not to worry, we can always find out. Right, let's just get rid of this soil. It's very organic, very peaty. Right, it's got to be wary with young trees like this that you don't scratch up the trunk. So I've done it in the past and it takes years for then that to heal. Oh, there's a bit of a weird shape going on here. There's a root going right around there by the looks of it. But that's why we're doing this at this point in time. You can see in here, you've got this root that's coming off, going down here in this middle trunk, and it's coming behind. It's all a bit bit fuggly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this middle one. Going to remove it, keep that root attached, and then plant him up. So effectively we'll have an extra tree. I think that's the way forward. So the trick is to come in and take him out like that. Just fluff him apart. There we go. So we're left with that then. It's not the prettiest because it's coming straight out the side, but it will survive. One pot. Right, I'm going to deal with this one quite quickly because I'm in the kitchen. I've got the heating on. These roots, I've sprayed them, but they are drying out quite quick. Something to consider when repotting, exposing roots. Keep them moist. It's best to do it outside, rainy day, but it's a bit too rainy.
one tall root here. It's coming up. Again, looks a bit odd. He's gonna have to go. He is gonna have to go. Like that. I could plant that and see what happens. I might just do that. Might shoot. Right, get him in this pot. So I'll pick this little blue pot. I thought it would be quite nice against the colour of the leaf. The leaf on this is like it's a pale green, like a pastel-y green with a white edge to it. A white edge to the leaf. And I think from what I read in the label, in the autumn they go a nice pinky colour on the fringe of the leaf. So I think having a coloured pot will bring out the colour in the leaf. Blue and green go quite well, I think. I don't know. We will see. First one done. There we go. One little maple. Okay, so I just quickly potted up the one I took off. So this one was up through here. So yeah, we gained a tree. So there you go. There is something to be said about nursery stock. So always look, even if you're not thinking of bonsai and anything. Have a look what's on offer, and if you've got multiple trunked plants and you know that you're confident in developing new roots, you can always get. I could have gained 3, but I quite like the fact that this is twin trunked. It's quite low. This, when the nabari thickens up, it'll all blend into one. So I kept it like this, and we've gained one. So there you go. 3 trees. 3 trees for the masses, eh? It's good stuff. Right, what we're going to do is just going to quickly prune them. Nothing major. I say that. Nothing major. That's it. The bonus tree. I like this one. There's a lot of dead on here. Obviously it was only kind of surviving off limited root, so we haven't got rid of any root on it. It should just develop a bit more. Very straight, isn't he? Very straight, but quite nice. I do like the straightness. That'll do for that one. Hopefully it will create a little bit more back budding down here, and then we can start taking these bigger ones off at the top to, again, introduce a bit of taper to it, as they say. Moving over. Right. These are looking good. Right, get rid of these weeds. Don't want these weeds in there. Okay, this one's quite interesting. I think it's got one option on this. One option only. Could leave it to thicken up. Not gonna. 'Right, you might have seen me do this technique before in the past. So we've got 3. Three branches left. We'll select 2 in a minute. Just kill this off. once it off. Like so, just clean it up in there. And then we're just going to put some wound sealant all around here. Those on. Just work it in with your finger so it seals it properly. There we go. Right, there's one. Get rid of that so you know what it is. Right, there's 3 on there. I'm going to leave the 3 on just to give it a bit more opportunity to gain some energy through these needles, and these 2 aren't big at all, so if they get removed later it's not going to leave that much scarring. I've got a horrible part here where the original graft was. Get rid of that. It's grafted really well actually, this one. Really nice. It's got quite a nice root coming down here. I'm not going to play around with it. That one's done. Next one. Get rid of that. Just wipe my hands a minute. So we've got in here. We've got a lower one here, which is quite nice. Got another lower one. Got another one here. Got another one here. Another one at the back. I think we'll do exactly the same thing. No messing about. No messing. This one's looking quite good actually. It's got a bit of a gnarly, whirly, bulbous bit on top. So I might take this back one off just to bring the taper more natural. And then with this, I think what we'll do is we'll just take it back slightly. And because he's quite small, we won't carve him out, we'll just leave him naturally to heal. See in there, yeah, I think that'd be quite nice. Nice in the future. That is a leader. That is a back branch. Yeah, there we go. So that's basically how I deal with pines. If I buy a load of them, I generally do half and half. Do half like this and then leave the other half full height and just prune off a few branches, because obviously it does help the tree thicken up, slows the growth down when you do this, but you don't have to worry about manipulating it in the future. You're already on the way to producing nice shapes. Nice shapes indeed. Sorted. That all done. Right, this bad boy. Now, I've been looking at it. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to tease you guys and deal with this one in a separate video. I might do it later, depending whether I go to the pub or not. But I think what I'm going to do, because it's got so many options, this one, so many, and I want to make it look natural. And I do find when you're bonsaiing and you're trying to make things look natural, it's a lot harder than it is to make a bonsai. That makes sense. It's easy to make a bonsai. If that was in a pot, you could class that as bonsai. You know what I mean? Easily done. But the approach on this one, I want it to look like a miniature tree. That's what I'm getting at. And to do that, I will have to have a good old study. No point rushing it. Although it was the cheapest plant out of the lot, I'm going to put a little bit more funking into this one. Right, okay. I'll love you and leave you on that note. So yeah, I think we've done quite well out of our little journey to the garden centre this morning. It was 60 quid. I don't mind telling you the prices. I think more people should tell you how much things are worth or what they pay, because yeah, I think so. So yeah, 60 quid it cost me for 4 plants. So the way I look at it, obviously this one was only 7 quid, but I averaged it out that it's 15 quid a plant, which is a blooming bargain. But obviously I gained one, so there you go, happy days. So yeah, next time you're in the garden centre, check out for things, potential bonuses. And often I find plant pots that you buy in a species, and there's something else growing in there, and it's half the fun, you know what it is. So there you go, free plants. Free shit is good shit, as they say. Right, look after yourselves, guys. Catch you on the next one.